Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Fabs in the house, and welcome back to the channel. Today, look at this, I got in the house Brown Knives, Yeager Knifejoy exclusive here with me for a review. We're gonna analyze the look, the sound, and the feel of this bad boy, but don't forget to like the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and you know what? Why don't you leave me a comment down below and let me know what you guys think about this fella. Right over here you got the certificate of authenticity with all the informations for your knife. Here you got the knife and nice branded and velvety interior pouch, super padded, probably faux leather with a nice pocket on the inside and zippered. So that's pretty cool. But this is pretty cool indeed. As well, sorry, this is the Brown Knives Yeager. This is the Knifejoy exclusive, and it's a titanium frame lock. It's gonna run you around 550, 600 bucks, something in that ballpark. It is a very interesting one. Pretty peculiar shape of the blade, especially. But let's quickly check this size. First, 3-inch long for the cutting edge, a little bit longer blade, 4 let's say from here to here, 4.2 for the handle, with an overall size of 7.6 inches, more or less. But to give you a better idea, here I've got Benchmade bug out and mini bug out up here. We are pretty much in the same realm of the regular bug out. Like here we've got Spyderco Para 3, and up here you see the Spyderco Para Military 2. To attest once again that the Yeager is in like it's a mid-size knife. Like this here is the Hinder XM18 3.5, and up here you get the North Arm Knives Skaha 2. So you see a little bit smaller than the Ska, which is not a big knife. So, and of course smaller than the Hinder. Let me show you a couple options here from Chris Reeve Knives. Here you get the small Sebenza 21 and the large Inkosi to complete the picture in this pretty cool mid-tech section for knives. You see smaller than the Inkosi, of course, and bigger than the small Sebenza. I want to show you, like, for example, this is the Snafu 3.0, and it's not that bigger than that. Let me show you just another couple fun ones. Here you get the Tom Mayo Persian Cobalt Knives, custom SOG, a little bit bigger boys. And what else we got? Oh, this guy here, why not? 520 from Philippe Georget, and Arius Style 55. Again, look at that, conic knives, pretty cool stuff from US. You can see this is not a small boy, and that gives you some perspective for the Yeager. But let's finish with a couple of Shiro. Of course, you got F95 Antique and you got Neon NL to give you a complete picture of this size comparison. So here we have this interesting one, guys. This is a titanium frame lock with the black micarta inlays. It has a black DLC titanium frame clip and back spacer, and of course it has nice accent with the Mokutai set of colors for the show side and back side. So I think this is a nice color combo overall. And of course, you've got a tumbled M390 steel. It's a nice color combo, I have to admit. Even if, like, at the beginning, I wasn't like immediately attracted by the design of this knife, but you know, I learned like to like it. It's a fun one. It's nice, and it is, you know, it's a nice titanium frame lock with a couple of nice inlays. This thing is gonna run you around 500-600 bucks, depending on the market. On the secondary is gonna be like that. As I said, this is a Knifejoy exclusive. And it has some nice chamfering going on around the scales. As you can see, there is some internal chamfering right over here. You can actually appreciate better, like this side, all chamfered on the inside. You even have internal skeletonization going on to reduce the weight. You have 2D milling, though, going on for the scales. Large finger groove, which is, in my case, like just able to allocate one finger. I thought about two, but no, this is going to be the grip mainly. Then you get titanium DLC coated back spacer, which is nicely rounded off. There's some nice milling on the spine you can appreciate from this point of view, and it's pretty cool because it reaches to this point, protects the tip of the blade, which is safely recessed, so no issues whatsoever. There is no lanyard hole that I can see in this knife, and it's, you know, something it's just designed like that, so don't worry about that. Absolutely flush pivot screw blind on the show side. You can access it with a T8 from the lock side, as well as these blacked out hardware for the handle. You got 2 sets of screws on each side going through that back spacer. Pretty cool, pretty easy to disassemble. You know, pop these guys out and you're pretty much done. So then you got, of course, stainless steel lock face insert, which is screwed in from the outside. It has an integrated lock bar stabilizer, so the over travel has been taken care of with this integration in the stainless steel lock face insert. You got titanium tip-up carry-only 3D milled pocket clip, nice spring tension, works pretty well in the pocket, no issues whatsoever, but it's tip-up carry-only, it's not reversible, it's just gonna stay in this position right over here. And then you get some pretty peculiar blade. You cannot say that this is not a unique blade, because look at this, it's like a rectangle basically. I mean, if this wasn't this angled like this, it would be just like a kind of like a razor kind of thing. So it's interesting. You get an M390 tumbled blade with no jimping whatsoever, just a little bit of chamfering going on right over here, which actually stops here, where the swedge starts, which ends right over here. Then abruptly goes down to the tip of the blade and then straight edge up to the finger choil. Actually, this is gonna pretty much work as a finger choil, but look at this. Your flesh kind of digs into here, so be careful. That's like, it's a sharpening choil for sure, but kind of like not full-size finger choil, let's call it that way. The hollow grind, guys, on this thing is just nuts. It's that's the technical term. It's very well executed. A nice window with some pretty cool chamfer. It's gonna allow you for the thumb action right there, and it's nicely chamfered, so it doesn't bother or hurt your finger. And then, of course, as you can see, you got a pretty sterile looking blade. Let's actually check the thickness of this stock at 0.157, and let's check behind the edge, like at this point right over here, for example, it's going to be like 0.013 inches. So super slicey blade for sure, and it's you know, sterile looking blade. That's pretty cool. Also, the plunge grind is nicely done. It's a very well executed blade. Chamfering also reaches all the flipper tab until you meet the jimping, which is gonna be absolutely functional for the action with the light switch right over there. Let's actually check the sound, but as this guy is dry, so I'm just gonna add a drop of nano oil to the detent ball, which is made of ceramic, I believe, and this should, yeah, of course, it was super dry. So, yeah, now we are talking about the sound. I was like, yeah, and you know what? I'm just gonna put like a drop of nano oil here on the bearings, right, just to give, oh yeah, now we are talking. You know what, this was like bone dry. Anyways, little maintenance on the fly done, and look at this. Oh yeah, now we are talking. Very cool. Yes, There you go. So I was talking about the sound because it's a nice sound, and look at this. Nice clacky and clinky. Yeah. It's not like the best sounding knife on the planet, but still it has a pretty dry sound. Yeah. That is very, very good. And also, let's check the weight on this fella, because the internal skeletonization is going to help, but of course you get a titanium backspacer, which is going to bring the weight up to 4.37 ounces, so not too shabby. I mean, it's a dense knife. It feels pretty good in the hand. Don't really see any hot spots, like I don't feel them if I hold it like that. Maybe like here, this sharpening, this finger choil is not that big, so that's like a concern. If you want to, do like a more advanced grip, I probably wouldn't do that. There's no jimping, so just be mindful of that if you're gonna do a more like choked up grip. Reverse grip, not really. Like I'm missing some handle space from this side, but I can tell you that the micarta is adding a little bit of texture to the otherwise smooth handle. It feels pretty solid in the hand, like it's not gonna go anywhere. Like look at this size of this backspacer, and fit and finish also, it's pretty spot on. Blade is centered, inlay is looking sorry, it's looking good. The collar is nice, flush with the pivot. It's well put together, guys, I have to admit that. And yeah, there's like no rattling when closed, when shaken, no blade play, lock rock, nothing going on, guys. It's a very fun knife. It feels good in the hand. And of course, this guy's running on bearings. It has a detent ball ramp, like you can kind of feel it, like there's a little bit of a hard step, but still the detent ball ramp is there. And then, of course, this guy's running on bearings. As you can see, disengage the lock bar. This guy wants to just drop shot, but you hold it in vertical position. No, you're gonna need a little wiggle to get it in the closed position. So it's all right, but still the deployment is very, very fast, and you don't have like any guillotine effect as you hold it vertically. You just gotta wiggle a little bit. So don't worry about that. Detent is on the strong side, and I appreciate that. Nice and snappy, pretty crisp and dialed in. So overall, I mean, it's a unique looking one with good ergos, nice sounds as well. There is a little bit of a lack of jimping here, and the access of the lock bar is not ideal, but this guy is snappy, has a unique look, is a fun one, and I like it. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned.